crazy laugh of where there was just pure happiness shown on her face.
I tried, but there was nothing there. I was numb. Part of, she would never do this to us, but also part of maybe this.
Guys, the royal chaos we've all been waiting for, yeah, it finally exploded. And honey, it did not disappoint. New York was supposed to be Harry and Meghan's big comeback moment. You know the drill. That perfect designer look, the matching energy, those glossy smiles like they've just stepped out of a magazine, that whole "we're thriving, everything's perfect" vibe they love to serve. But oh no, darling, the cameras didn't get the fairy tale this time. What they captured? A complete disaster, unraveling right before everyone's eyes. She arrived dripping in custom Armani, sparkling in diamonds worth more than a townhouse in London. Every flash caught her glowing, every angle screamed confidence. But Harry? He looked like he wanted to vanish into thin air. His jaw was tight, his expression strained, and that forced smile barely made it past his lips. And people noticed. The tension between them was so thick you could slice it with a sword. Witnesses couldn't stop talking about how weird it felt. That electric tension between them was impossible to ignore, but no one expected this. By the end of the night, they left separately. Yes, separately. And let's be real, that's huge. These two built their entire brand on being the ultimate power couple, the inseparable duo that defied the crown. So when they walked out in different directions, that was the first major red flag that something inside that fairy tale was cracking, maybe even breaking completely. What was supposed to be their glorious "we're back" moment turned into a preview of what's really happening when the cameras aren't there. Before we unpack this mess, you already know the drill. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notifications, and brace yourself because what I'm about to spill will blow your mind. All right, let's rewind this royal drama.
Sure, I'll appreciate that, yes. I used to teach gift wrapping at Paper Source.
To really get why New York went so off the rails, you've got to rewind to Paris. That's where the real trouble began. And trust me, it's deep. Paris isn't just another city for Harry. It's the city that haunts him. His mother, Princess Diana, died there. And since that night, that place has carried nothing but trauma for him. For decades, he wouldn't even go near it. The flashing cameras, the tunnel, that tunnel. It all takes him back to the moment his entire world shattered when he was just a little boy. So imagine this. Meghan suddenly announces she's flying off to Paris alone for what she calls a business trip. Of course, people close to Harry said he immediately felt uneasy. He didn't fight her about it, didn't make a scene, but his silence said it all. Friends noticed he went quiet in the days before she left, withdrawn, distant, and then she was gone. Soon after, the internet filled with glossy photos, Meghan in Paris, smiling for cameras, attending events, soaking in the attention like a queen in her own kingdom. It all looked professional enough at first.
Oh guys, grab your tea because Meghan Markle is boiling. Not simmering, not warm, we're talking full rolling boil.
Just another work trip, right? Wrong. Because this next part, it's where everything blows up. Apparently, Meghan didn't just go for meetings or a few harmless photo ops. She actually filmed content near the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. Yes, that tunnel. The exact spot where Diana's car crashed in 1997. Not near it. Not accidentally in the background. Right there. The very location that embodies Harry's deepest trauma. So when Harry found out and saw the footage she'd posted, people close to him say he completely broke down.
You think you've heard every Meghan Markle story there is, right? The royal exit, the Netflix deal, the podcast that disappeared.
Friends say he didn't just get upset, he shattered. Those who know him well said it was like watching a wound that had never healed being ripped wide open again. It wasn't just about the location, it was about what it meant. She knew. Everyone close to him knows what that tunnel means, how deeply it still scars him. And yet, she filmed there. Someone close to them even said it flat out. She knew exactly what that place meant to him.
Meghan Markle just got humbled in a way no one saw coming. At the Fortune Most Powerful Women Summit in Washington,
there's no world in which Meghan Markle didn't know the symbolism of that place. She's too meticulous, too intentional, too calculated in everything she does, from her wardrobe to her words. This wasn't some random oversight, it was a decision. And when backlash came flying, Meghan brushed it off like it was nothing. She told people it was just work, that everyone was overreacting, like filming at the site of her husband's lifelong trauma was no big deal, just another day of content creation.
Listen, let me tell you what really went down in Paris. This was supposed to be Meghan Markle's big comeback moment,
Nothing more to it than that, she said. But Harry saw it differently. To him, this was a betrayal wrapped in Instagram filters. The city that haunted his dreams for years, the place where his mother's life ended, was now being turned into a backdrop for brand promotion. It wasn't just tone deaf, it was cruel. That moment shattered something between them. People in their circle started noticing the change immediately. The warmth was gone. The inside jokes, gone. The spark, the chemistry, the easy way they used to connect, all fading fast. And the gap between them, it was widening like an invisible canyon neither could cross. Before Paris, they were this unstoppable force. After Paris, it was like they were living in completely different realities. Paris became the moment nobody could deny anymore and the point of no return. And that brings us to another name that keeps circling this whole situation like a shadow. Marcus Anderson. Oh yes, him. Now don't jump to conclusions. This isn't that kind of scandal. Well, not exactly, but his presence has become impossible to ignore and a serious source of tension. Marcus isn't new to Meghan's life. He's been there since her Suits days in Toronto. He's charming, stylish, and connected to just about every power player in Hollywood. And wherever Meghan goes, guess who's there? Yep, Marcus. Red carpets, fancy dinners, brunches in Montecito. He's always around. People inside their circle even joke, it's like there are 3 people in that marriage, Harry, Meghan, and Marcus. And it's not just gossip, it's coming from folks who've actually been in rooms with them and seen it firsthand. Now, here's where it gets even juicier. Marcus isn't just some friend who tags along. Oh no, he's connected. Seriously connected. We're talking elite-level networking, Soho House crowd, LA royalty, executives, fashion moguls, people who can open doors faster than Buckingham Palace ever could. Meghan's loyalty to Marcus isn't just emotional, it's strategic. He's her bridge into the high society power network she's always craved. He introduces her to the right people, coaches her on image, tells her who to align with. He's like her behind-the-scenes PR whisperer. And she keeps him close, very close, because he's her access pass to the world she's been building toward long before Harry ever entered the picture. Meanwhile, Harry's reportedly had it. Friends say he feels like a stranger in his own marriage, like he's watching his wife build a life where he doesn't fit. It's not that Marcus is rude or disrespectful to Harry, it's subtler than that. It's about energy. When Meghan's around Marcus, she lights up, laughing, animated, totally in her element. But when she turns to Harry, that spark dims. He fades into the background, glass in hand, scrolling through his phone, waiting for the night to end. He's not the partner anymore. He's the +1. And the painful part, you can see it. People who've watched them together say it's almost unbearable. Seeing the man who gave up everything for her, the man who turned his back on an entire royal life for love, now standing in the corner of his own story, disconnected, ignored. Marcus, without even trying, represents everything Harry resents. The relentless Hollywood networking, the obsession with status, the performance of connection. Harry wanted peace, Meghan wanted power, and those two desires, they don't play nice together. Harry and Meghan's red carpet moments used to scream unity, the picture of power couple perfection. But lately, the illusion's cracking and the world is watching every flinch, every side glance, every subtle pull away. Because let's be real, these days, everything they do looks more like a performance than a partnership. He looks like he's surviving it. She looks like she's thriving on it. And honestly, that's the whole story. It's painful to watch once you know what's going on beneath the smiles. She glows under the cameras, basking in every flash like she was born for it. Meanwhile, Harry stands stiff beside her, clearly uncomfortable, eyes darting, jaw clenched, every flash reminding him of the one thing he's spent his life trying to escape. Now, fast forward to their big New York night, the so-called Humanitarian of the Year gala, the one that was supposed to show the world that Harry and Meghan were stronger than ever. Except, the glitter couldn't hide the cracks anymore. For two people who built their brand on being unbreakable, that was the first public sign that something deep inside the fairy tale had snapped. One insider said it best. It wasn't humanitarian, it was Hollywood. The whole thing felt performative, like an award show, not a cause. And Harry's speech? Oh, that sent everyone into a frenzy. He ranted about corruption, greed, exploitation, all while standing there in designer suits funded by the same luxury deals he was condemning. The hypocrisy wasn't lost on anyone. Even fans started asking, are they still fighting for good or just fighting to stay relevant? Now, behind closed doors, the whispers got louder. People who've been to their Montecito mansion mansion say they barely see each other. No shouting matches, no dramatic fights, just cold silence. Two people moving around each other like polite strangers. Meghan spends her days in strategy calls, planning the next partnership, perfecting the next moment. Harry spends his time outside, walking, reading, avoiding the cameras that once defined his trauma. One friend summed it up perfectly. They're emotionally divorced. They just haven't made it official. And maybe that's the saddest part. Not the screaming, not the scandals, but the quiet disconnect. Because that's how love dies. Not with an explosion, but with silence. Still, don't expect a divorce headline anytime soon. They can't afford to split. Not financially, not strategically. Everything they've built, every deal, every brand, every interview, depends on them together. They are the product. If that breaks, everything else does too. So they keep playing the roles, smiling when the cameras roll, posing at events, holding hands when required. And the moment it's over, they retreat to opposite sides of that mansion, separate lives under one roof. Insiders even whisper about a trial separation already quietly in motion. Nothing public, of course, just a way to test the waters without crashing the empire. It's the Hollywood version of a royal crisis, carefully contained, obsessively managed. But cracks that big, they don't stay hidden for long. People who knew them back in the early days say it's heartbreaking to watch. The fairy tale that started with a global wedding that promised change, hope, and love against the odds now looks like a brand management exercise gone cold. They were supposed to redefine royalty. Instead, they've redefined performance. Every smile is practiced. Every glance is measured. Every story is scripted. They escaped one palace only to build another. Shinier, newer, but just as confining. A golden cage with better lighting. And from the outside, it still looks perfect. But inside, it's lonely. It's suffocating. They can't quit the show. Not when the show is all they have left. So next time you see them stepping out together, perfectly styled, perfectly posed, remember you're not seeing a couple in love, you're seeing a production, a script they can't stop performing because the moment they drop the act, the empire falls apart. It's not a marriage anymore, it's a mirage. They promised freedom, but they built another throne. And now they're stuck ruling a kingdom of illusion. When their next big public appearance drops, the smiles, the outfits, the hand-holding, just know every move is a line in a play that's starting to crumble. And honey, when it finally does, the finale's going to be the most dramatic one yet, because this story, it's far from over. What do you think? Are they holding on for love or just for the brand? Drop your thoughts below, because this royal storm, it's only getting started.